My name is Pablo Cravzov, and the course I did is Advanced Diploma Music Industry Performance. An interesting fact about myself is that I can speak 5 languages. I can speak Spanish, Portuguese, English, German, and Dutch. The influences I have with the music I make are mainly rock and pop. That's why I think those genres of music are like kind of like an umbrella, which are the perfect way and a very modern way to communicate and storytelling, and it's a very easy vehicle for that kind of musical and artistic communication. But I would say I grew up listening to Argentinian rock and pop music, which is very influenced as well by tango and folk music, Argentinian folk music, which is also influenced by European folk music and Spanish. And tango music is also influenced by African music, so it's a little bit of everything. But some people say that they can hear these influences in my music. I don't think so, but there must be something there, you know. And lately I've been very interested in psychedelic music, in psychedelic rock, psychedelic pop. And there's a huge movement here in Australia of psychedelic music, which is not very, I would say, mainstream, but all the new technologies that allowed people to experiment in their houses, in their homes, in home studios and stuff like that, made a very big indie movement in all sorts of genres, like pop and hip hop, and there's this lo-fi movement, and I think I'm just another product of that kind of era. My favorite instrument, I think it's tied between guitar, piano, and cello. The cello because I think it's the best instrument in the orchestra. It is very versatile in terms of blending and making like a fusion with more modern kind of instruments, and still very specific sound, you know, and very recognizable. Guitar is very also versatile, and you can make a guitar sound like whatever you want, you know. So I like making my guitar sounding like something else. But I also enjoy classic and acoustic guitars. And piano is just, from the engineering perspective, it's just amazing. You know, nobody really knows why it sounds like it does, you know, and it's so sweet, and it also can be aggressive, and it could be, it's like a very wide range of sounds and emotions, and it's also like a guest instrument in the orchestra, and it allows you to write for every instrument in the orchestra. So you can even from the lowest to the highest, and everything in between. So that would be. I don't know if I'm allowed to choose more than one instrument, but I would say I could cover everything with those 3. My favorite album would be the Sgt. Pepper's from the Beatles, and In Rainbows from Radiohead. And if I could continue in this threefold kind of way of thinking, I would add The Dark Side of the Moon. They're all classics, but they are fundamental, I think. They're really... I mean, yeah, you can... I wish I could go back in time and listen to all 3 of those records for the first time again, which is just a mind-blowing experience. you don't really know, you know. People talk about the dark side of the moon. They say that it lines up with the Alice in Wonderland and all that. But you don't really know if you're going to like it or not. You know, I thought I have listened to Pink Floyd before The Dark Side of the Moon when I was like a teenager, and I thought it was just boring. I was like I was more into like heavier music, and I thought it was just a big long yawn, you know. But then I was like, no, I might be missing out on something. And so I listened to it for the first time, like really focusing from the beginning to the end, and it was just a mind-blowing experience. I reckon if you didn't do it, do it. It was great the time I actually was here, because we had a lot of Zoom and remote learning, which it was fine as well, but it's just so much you can do with it, you know, in the music course. It's not, I would imagine it will be the same thing for math or science or even literature kind of course, but the music, you know, it's so practical. Even with like a TAFE, like a hands-on approach on the learning process, this is only so much. I mean, hats off to the teachers. That I mean, must have been hell for them, you know. And for us, it was just a little. Well, I don't want to talk for the rest of my mates, but it was just something. But the time we were on campus was amazing. So I think it's a time that you have to experience and yeah, just learn, you know, and incorporate all the knowledge you can. The experience on music competition was really good. It was a very good opportunity for me to showcase my originals and have it go around a little bit, and then you get video media material that you can use for promoting. And yeah, overall was a very, very nice experience. And Slam team is just amazing. The advice I would give to a new student studying music is network as much as you can. You need to be very alert to find the people that you kind of like, you know, at the personal level, because we will be sharing a lot of time together, but also in an artistic level, you know. And I think, look, when I came here to study, I already had a whole career behind me, and what I wanted to do the most was to find people to work with, and also to fill some gaps that I had in my formative years, you know. But mainly, I think I would say that 50%, at least 50% of the experience should be how to work with other people, you know, and just gig as much as you can, you know, just to grow your a thick skin, you know, and who knows, maybe you can find your bandmates or your music partners for the rest of your life, or at least for a good chunk of it. My music you can find everywhere. You just type Cravzov, Cravzov, and you go to my Spotify, YouTube, everything. Yeah, I just released a song a couple of weeks ago, and it's called Federation Square. Yeah, to celebrate. Actually, when I was writing the song, I imagined the World Health Organization saying, "Look, guys, the pandemic is over. You can go out and celebrate." And you know, I come from a Spanish colony, and a former Spanish colony. And as all the Spanish colonies, there's a big square in the middle of the town where the church and the school and the hospital is. And so it's kind of like the obvious place people would go to protest and also to celebrate. And I was asking around here in what would be that place in Melbourne, and people don't really know. Where do you go to celebrate, like a football game or you know, it's a different setting, you know, in a kind of a British background and culture. But so I just figured it would be a representative place would be Federation Square and Flinders Street station level. So I imagine people just gathering there and celebrating, which is kind of stupid because it's not going to happen that way. It's not going to go down like that, you know. It's not that one day we'll go out and celebrate, you know. But it kind of got me through all the heavier parts of the lockdown, you know, just to maybe daydreaming about the end of the pandemic and we could be free again and maybe, you know, hug each other and dance and, I don't know, kiss each other, you know. That's something that I think we really need. Also, you know, we're coming from Latin America, we're warm people, we need to touch each other and and now it's just like, I mean, I hug my friends and everything, but you cannot do it with a little bit of a bug in your mind saying you shouldn't be doing this, you know. You can find it on Spotify. It's about that. And yeah, upcoming things. I'm just releasing new music very slowly, just as singles. And eventually I'm gonna gather all together and put it in a kind of an EP. I've been basking in the city, and I'm planning on starting to do some gigs by my own, and then increasingly with some other musicians in different settings and formats, like maybe starting a band. Yeah, I'm thinking I don't want to like start a big band with like 5-piece band and then we can't find places to gig, you know, because there's smaller places. I really want to have like very flexible kind of format, you know, like some gigs with a drummer, some gigs with another key player, or some gigs like if we get a festival we do it like big like 5-piece with drums and bass and everything. So that's on the future.